Hey everybody, welcome to Stock Picks by Tim, and I've got 5 stocks for you to look into today. Now first off, I want to get into ChargePoint. Now I have been adding at this price, and you'll notice here on the chart lately, we've been seeing higher lows and higher highs, so that is a good thing to see, although we aren't closing over the EMAs. Now lately the trend is turning around, although we aren't closing, and I'll show you here, I'll zoom in a bit. We are closing under the EMAs now, so still a bit bearish. We're still waiting, although I have been adding at this price, and I think it's definitely worthy of adding in. Definitely worthy of adding in. And it's the same thing with Volta too. I've been just slowly adding to both ChargePoint and Volta, kind of in equal amounts, maybe a little heavier on ChargePoint to be honest. But I definitely like both of these for the long term. Now that being said, we can definitely come back down, retest that 1125 level. So keep an eye on that. See if we can, if we do come down, if we can bounce off that. Otherwise, we're going to be hitting new lows and trying to find a new floor. So from a trading standpoint, I would just wait on this, see kind of where it wants to go. But if you're long term on this, it's definitely worth adding in, and I have been continuing to do so. Now next up is Indi. We see that we broke our trend line, and we have been trying to find this floor here right around the low $8 level. And take note that our earnings is coming up 22 February. So there's likely going to be a little bit of sideways action until then, maybe a little bit of fear even because of uncertainty with the chip sector. And there's another one that I've been liking to add to. I have been specifically adding more to warrants lately. But if it can come down in that $7 level, I'll likely sell some cash secured puts, meaning if it goes down to a certain strike price, I would be buying those shares. And if it doesn't, then I'm just going to collect that premium. Now, Indi is definitely one that I've been adding to, and it is my highest conviction play for the semiconductor industry. They've got a highly experienced executive team, with many of them together working over 20 years together. So that's a good thing that, the team is solid. And you can even look at their investor relations. I've gone over it before. I don't want to go over it a million times every time I talk about Indi, but I definitely believe a lot in the team on Indi. And there's another one that I've just been averaging through. I'll sometimes add shares, but more specifically warrants. And yeah, like I said, if it does drop down to that low $7, I'll likely look into some cash secured puts or just buying shares and doing some covered calls. All right, now next up is Matterport, or mttr. This one has earnings coming really soon as well. This one actually is going to be 16th of February. So we are still in a downtrend. We are trying to hit this base. We've hit it 3 times. I think we can definitely come down a little bit more, but I have, like I've been telling you guys before on Matterport, haven't covered it in a while. So for those of you that remember, I've just been continuing to average in. And honestly, I'm pretty surprised that it came down this low. It actually does surprise me. And I want to go into some recent news actually with Matterport. And this is, I did at least confirm the date, the 16th here. And I'll leave you guys this article if you want to read it yourself. So we've got 2 industry executives here. Florence and Deepti are highly regarded industry executives that bring extraordinary team-centric leadership, operational scale, strategic vision to Matterport. So Schaefer, or Florence Schaefer, brings nearly 20 years of experience where tech innovation and strategy meet execution. Digital transformation for notable global brands. Most recently held the position for Global Vice President, Technical Strategy and Operations, Chief of Staff to the Chief Innovation Officer at Estee Lauder. So it looks like Florence Schaefer brings 20 years of experience working at places such as BMW, Lucasfilm, Estee Lauder. Seems pretty experienced to me. Now, Deepti Illa was global head of growth and demand marketing for Google Maps, held positions with Google Analytics, Google Marketing, overseeing demand generation, marketing operations, and integrated campaigns for several products during her 6-year tenure with the company. Now, here's another one. It's no surprise that I want to talk about CleanSpark, but I'll be quick with this one. We did just report earnings. Positive earnings now. We had a nice little rally, about 40% over the last couple days, but it's starting to slowly take it back. We broke this trend, although we are still bullish. We are still bullish on the candles. MACD looks like it's curling though, might start cooling down, and the RSI is somewhat neutral. So I'm, of course, a big fan of CleanSpark. I've been continuing to average in. And yeah, I think it's extremely solid. I think now is an opportunity to get in. I don't expect that we'll see under 10 for very long. I think it's just an absolute steal. I mean, they just knocked it out of the park in terms of revenue. Their net income was fantastic. Okay, 14 million up compared to a loss of 7 million. And they've got an adjusted EBITDA, or earnings before interest, tax, depreciation, amortization, of 24 million, up from 2.7 million. And I did go into this before here about the Valkyrie ETF, that CleanSpark holds 9% of that ETF. So anytime someone's buying the Valkyrie ETF, they're buying a piece of CleanSpark. There's another great positive pressure for the stock. And yeah, like I said, I don't see it staying under 10 much longer. And I've been kind of playing calls lately, just getting in, getting out real quick. I might do the same thing this week. Next up is going to be Ford. This one I actually got out of before the huge run up to the 20s. I was in the low teens when I got out. I was selling covered calls after getting assigned on a cash secured put, so that assigned me 100 shares. I used those 100 shares in a covered call, made some premium off of it one time, went into another one, and then was forced to sell. But regardless, I did make money off of it, but it is a bit of opportunity lost seeing how much Ford has ran up. Now where it's at now at about 1755, considering averaging in at this point. And now looking at the chart, we are still a falling knife. We did miss earnings. It caused a huge gap down. I believe future guidance wasn't too amazing either. But I think this is a bit of an overreaction, and we are nearly oversold on the RSI. I'm considering adding in now. We're trying to form this base right here at 1750. I'm very likely to start adding to Ford here soon. And that's basically it. That's just a quick 5 stocks for you. I'm not in Ford yet. I'm in on all of those other companies, but I'm considering building a position out on Ford again. But that's all I got for you today, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe. I put out videos every day. And until next time, take it easy.